everyone. Um, Today is going to be something a little more fun. Um, I'm feeling a little down today. It's just one of those days. Um, but I have a special guest star. It's Lincoln. And he wanted to come tell his story today. Um, he does have a brother named Hammy who is having a slumber party at his Mimi's house. Um, with Teddy, and they are, I'm sure, playing up a storm. We miss him, but Lincoln's getting some much needed rest because Hammy likes to play a lot. This little guy right here, who is so sleepy, is Abraham Lincoln Hicks. Um, Lincoln was born in Austin, Texas, on January 8th of 2010. Cody, Cody told me that he really wanted a dog. He and his ex-wife had a cat whose name was Sushi, and Lincoln loves his kitty brother very much. But he lives with Cody's ex. Also apologize about the lights because Lincoln is laying on the couch next to me. There are lots of shadows and my hair is a little crazy because of the weather. Anyway, Lincoln story. He was adopted through Austin Pets Alive. Cody loves animals. He has degrees in meat science and animal health science, and animals are just drawn to Cody and my sister. But that's a different story. I've seen animals that don't even like people just walk up to Cody and want to be held or petted. Actually, when we were in Graceland at the Liberty Bowl, he was disappointed because Elvis had horses, but there was a sign up saying that the horses weren't out, or I'm not sure what the situation was, and I could just see in his face he was a little sad. But as we made our way back to the front of the mansion, there were two horses, and they were just kind of grazing and doing their little horse thing. And Cody kind of clicked at them with his tongue, and the horses immediately looked up, walked towards Cody. You could only get within maybe 8 feet of them. But one of them picked up a stick, and they started playing almost tug of war. It was the craziest thing. I had no idea that horses did this. It was really awesome to see. And apparently Cody has always been that way. His mom had a strawberry roan that was very difficult to ride. And Cody's stepdad said that he would just go out in their pasture and just, the next thing he knew, he would be up on top of her back and just playing with her as a tiny 8-year-old. He loved all the horses, and he really loved dogs. So Cody had been waiting to get a dog, and had gone to PetSmart one day, and it was fairly early, and for some reason, the dogs weren't there, or there wasn't a big adoption day, or there was an event somewhere else. I'm not sure what happened. But he walked up and talked to the person that was there, and they had a little girl puppy. And Cody really liked her, and thought, well, maybe we'll get this one. And he asked if they had any more. They said, we have one more out in the van. you can go get him. And Cody went to the van, and apparently this puppy had gotten out of its kennel and jumped into his arms. And Cody figured, well, I guess this is our dog. And he walked up to the front, and Lincoln's like me; he's a little extra. And he spoke to the people that were there, and they said, that one's going to be a little more. He had parvo, and it turns out that Lincoln's mom was dropped off at a vet's office, and she had 13 puppies. Only Lincoln and his sister, who was the other dog there that day, survived out of the 13. And Cody also thought about getting his sister, but there was another family there, and they actually exchanged email addresses. And so I've seen a picture of Lincoln's sister, and she's really pretty. Anyway, when Cody got Lincoln, he was all black, and he had a tuft of hair right under his chin, and so that's where he got his name, Lincoln. It's really a funny story because when I was 2 years old, we were living in Missouri. My mom was working on her graduate degree in social work, and my dad was left during the day with a 3-month-old and a 2-year-old with ADHD. So I'm sure I was lots of fun to keep occupied. He had a book with all the presidents in it, and somehow he taught me all the presidents. I knew I could identify them by their picture. I knew the order that they were elected. If you ask me now, I would have no clue. I could get a few in there, but not very many. And that year, my grandmother's dog had 4 puppies, and my parents decided that I needed a puppy, and I got one. She was tiny, and I named her George Washington because I knew all the presidents. So it's kind of funny that I had a George Washington and was a girl, and Cody had Lincoln when I met him. When I learned about Lincoln, the first thing I asked Cody, because it was a deal breaker, I asked him, do you let your dog sleep in the bed? And he said yes. And I was like, thank goodness, because I was not going to be happy if he didn't. So when Cody and I moved in together and decided that we wanted to work on getting married, we slept in the most uncomfortable king-size bed. Springs were almost poking through. It was bad. And we had a perfectly good full-size bed with a very expensive Tempur-Pedic mattress, but we weren't going to sleep on it because we wanted Lincoln to have room. He's that special. He's very good. Lincoln is half Irish Wolfhound, half German Shepherd, and he's a very, very, very good dog. When Hammy comes back and everyone can meet Hammy, you can see just how good that he is, because Hammy is very hyper. Lincoln he's half Irish Wolfhound, half German Shepherd. I don't know if I've said that. And he's an amazing dog. He listens very well. He's loving. He's very well behaved, as you can tell. And I just can't say enough about him. Once I was taking a bath, and Cody was talking to me, and because we were being loud, Lincoln assumed that we were fighting and got scared and jumped in the bathtub with me. And he's that loving. His favorite food is steak. Cody would grill or cook steak or cook whatever meat, and Lincoln would always get his portion. Unfortunately, I don't eat steak. I don't eat anything more than hamburgers, but Lincoln's adjusting to that. He loves ranch dressing on everything. If I have a salad with ranch, he'll lick ranch out of the dish that the dressing comes in on the side. This summer, Lincoln was diagnosed with heartworms. Heartworms can happen to dogs if they don't get their medication every month on the dot. In the South, it's just critical. Lincoln was Cody's dog, and he wasn't as on top of that as he should have been. Lincoln did great at all of his checkups. One thing they have to check is that the dog is not losing weight. Lincoln actually gained 8 pounds. His heart and lungs always sounded good. He had to be on crate rest because they worry about blood clots. And if you don't know, my family has a history of blood clotting issues. My grandfather, my mom, my sister, we don't know why, but they are working to figure out why. And recently, Lincoln hurt his knee, so he's currently taking an anti-inflammatory and a painkiller for that, which is probably why he's sleeping. He's just a big cuddle bug, and when I'm sad, he'll come up and if I'm sitting in the floor or wherever he can get to me, he'll lay his head on my shoulder and give me a hug. He's so loving, and I don't know how I would have made it all this time without Cody if I didn't have Lincoln and his funny little brother Hammy. Lincoln will be 10 this January. He's very loved. Cody's ex, that I refer to as Lincoln's first mom, came to visit him after the service, and he remembered her and wanted to jump and give her hugs. And he is just absolutely the sweetest dog. We are big proponents of adoption. If you're searching for your next family pet, adoption is always the way to go. And we also, in honor and memory of Cody, we ask that memorial donations for Cody be made to Austin Pets Alive. I can get that information to anyone who needs it, who would like to make a donation in Cody's memory, and to help other families have pets like this big teddy bear. And we just wanted to thank everyone for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And I had a video up last week, ready to go, but it sounded horrible. I had Lincoln's fan on for him, and it just picked up in the background. But we're so happy that everyone has taken the time to watch our videos and enjoy our channel. And we'll be back hopefully Thursday with Hammy and his story. Thank you all for joining us again, and we'll see you next time.